Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Monday evening. We have got through the first day of work of the week. We got loads done today, Mandy and I. We were very, very productive. So feeling quite smug about that. As you can see, I'm in my jammies. I've just been for a hot bath to relax after a busy day at work. Next on the list is to make the mushroom soup. So we'll be looking at that. But I just thought I'd come on quickly and go, anyone else seen all these reports about how broken Britain is and how broken Europe is and how broken the US is and basically how broken everywhere is? And it makes me laugh because the people who are saying this are the people who have broken it. And it's so difficult nowadays to try and keep body and soul together. And things, ULEZ, look at that. Now, as you know, we're a construction firm and we do a lot of work for insurance companies. And they were asking about the vans for ULEZ. How many of our vans are ULEZ compliant? Because you've got a ULEZ in Glasgow now. And I was like, I don't know, I'll get the boss man to tell you that. And I was like, I'm presuming that insurers will pay for the ULEZ charges. And the guy's like, I don't know. That's what I need to find out. Like, so if they don't pay for that, that means every day of work that they put us in there is going to cost us however much it is. The same as in London now. If you've got any tradesmen going about, if you're going to your work, it's an extra £12.50 a day. Our wages haven't gone up £12.50 a day. They've barely gone up £2.50 a day. And yet we're supposed to find this extra money. And if not, we're supposed to get public transport. Now, I don't know about you. I have been on London transport. I have been on public transport, the buses, which take twice as long now because of the cycle lanes. So, that just takes so much longer because there's so many roads closed off. The tube, goodness gracious, it's so busy. And you're like, so if we can't afford to run the car and pay the £12 a day for that, we have to use public transport, which then means it's a captive audience for public transport, really. Because, I'm in no fit state to ride a bike very far. Kids, I don't want kids riding a bike to school. So your older generation and your younger generation are pretty much out. And for someone, you imagine a 20-something-year-old female who's working somewhere where they prefer a skirt as the uniform, so they've got to have a change of clothing. And then again, look at it in the UK. It doesn't matter whether you're male, female, or anything in between. It rains here a lot. So just going out in your trackies and running down to work or your work uniform on a push bike is not going to work. You're going to need to have waterproofs and all that sort of stuff. So even cycling's going to cost you. But where are you getting that money back? You're not. So therefore it's coming out of your pot that you've got now. So one of the biggest things I think we need to do at the moment is we need to see how we can stretch that pot further. And if that means cooking differently, shopping differently, that's what we're going to have to do. Because certainly from the reports I'm seeing in the media just now, pretty much every government is just going, oh my goodness, we're struggling so much. Oil prices are going up. Gas prices are going up. It's costing so much more for transport. It's costing so much more for this. Most of which are private companies who are raking in the profits. And the people who are working are not raking in the profits, but we're the ones that are paying more. And I don't see that changing anytime soon, because all the reports I've seen is like, oh, well, we're in this situation now, and to get out of it, we can't have wages going up, we can't have this, we can't have that. So basically, we are what we are. So we're going to have to work out how to make our money stretch. And I know for some of us, that's just going to be not a good thing. And one of the things I had a thought of was fruit trees. Phantom Planter is a Facebook page. You can see him. I think he's down south somewhere or in Ireland. and he goes and plants fruit trees. He's been doing it for ages. And he just goes and plants a fruit tree. Now, I think that's a fabulous idea because it means that in a few years there will be fruit. So even if you are struggling food-wise, you've got this fruit that you can get off the trees or the blackcurrant bushes or whatever. Now, fruit trees are not that cheap to buy. But if you've got organic anything, throw the seeds in the ground, see what happens. It's no loss to anybody. And you never know, you might just get yourself a food-making thing. Just remember, don't put it near any gardens or streets or stuff, because then they'll moan about it's a slip hazard. But also remember, if it's getting hotter, a tree in front of your window could be a really good plan to keep the heat, to give you some shade. So yeah, that's my thing just now, is we seem to have so many more costs getting put on our everyday lives and very little way to offset them. So we need to start stretching what we've got. So yeah, that's my thought for today. So my first stretching is going to be making mushroom soup with the mushrooms that I got reduced. But first tea. Catch you later.